You're with the Break-a-Leggers! And we are in London at the Bridge Theatre
to see William Shakespeare's Julius Caesar.
So stay tuned to find out how many legs,
whether it's break a leg or leg it.
Before you lovely people go any further,
to make sure you've always got your finger on the theatrical pulse
for theatre news, reviews and interviews,
just hit subscribe right now.
Hit subscribe right now. If you've seen this production or anything here, let us know, comment below, let us know about the theatre you are passionate about, and we will share our theatre news with you too.
You'll be the first to know our thoughts by hitting the notification bell, so don't forget to do that too.
So, Julius Caesar here at the Bridge Theatre. I guess the first thing we should say something about the Bridge Theatre. It's a new theatre in town.
Yeah, brand new. This is only its second main production, following on from Young Mark's earlier this year. It's the brainchild of former National Theatre Artistic Director
Nicholas Hytner.
Yeah.
Nicholas Hytner's done loads of stuff. For those musical theatre fans, you'd know Miss Saigon. He directed the original production of that, as well as loads of other stuff.
He did indeed, and I mean, it's about time the West End, well, this isn't the West End, it's sort of off West End, but it's about time London got a brand new, exciting, vibrant space. And I'm looking forward to getting in and seeing what it's all about.
And I've got to say, he has pulled out all the stops on this cast, because this cast for Julius Caesar is pretty impressive.
Yeah, epic, I'd go so far to say. We have Michelle Fairley in this cast, who we saw recently in Rode at the Royal Court.
We did. We didn't like the production,
no, but
she was great. You may know her from Game of Thrones, where she plays Catelyn Stark.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes, Catelyn Stark. Also, the lovely, adorable, delightful
Ben Whishaw.
Yeah, I love Ben Whishaw. Unfortunately, he was in a bit of a turkey earlier, last year, against at the Almeida. You can catch our review for that just up there. Hopefully he has kind of landed on his feet with this one. I mean, it's a strong Shakespeare text, so can't go wrong with that. You probably know him best as
voice of Paddington.
Yeah.
And also 007. He wasn't
Q.
Is it Q?
He's
so
Q
many letters.
the Quartermaster. Q for Quartermaster.
Is that what it stands for?
In the new James Bond franchise, the sort of most recent Daniel Craig era.
Also in the cast we have David Morrissey.
Yes, I love David Morrissey. We saw him in Hangmen, which was phenomenal a few years ago. That's currently in New York at the moment, but he's not in that, he's here.
You can see him on telly actually in Britannia at the moment. I'm not sure if that's finished or is still running.
The Roman drama, and also probably known to the masses as the one with the patch on his eye in Walking Dead.
Yes, and finally, to top it off, David Calder.
Yeah, David Calder, he's been in the business for generations.
He's a sure thing, fantastic talent.
We saw him in The Nether, Intelligent Homosexuals Guide. They're just recent things, but he's got a career spanning back a long time.
So what a cast Nick Hytner has pulled together for this.
Yeah, they recently had a National Theatre Live broadcast for this, so you may have seen it in the cinemas. Let us know if you did and what you thought of it. It's an immersive production. We've actually got what they're calling mob tickets, which means that we are in the pit and it's kind of staged around us. Now, the last time something like that happened was Here Lies Love, we saw.
At the Dorfman Space.
Yeah, a musical, and that happened in a similar way. But we're going to feel like we're part of the action, apparently. We're going to be chanting along with the politics of it all and getting stuck in. We got our tickets for this through Today Tix, who are exclusive pretty much for the mob's tickets for sale here.
This piece is 2 hours straight through.
Yeah, it sounds like that Hytner's taken a bit of a knife to it, to be honest with you, which
isn't a bad thing.
No, with some Shakespeare, you know what, that's not at all a bad thing. Hopefully it'll be pacey. We did see a Julius Caesar, which we reviewed last year at the RSC, and to be honest with you, it was a bit crap.
So let's see what this one holds for us. Stay tuned to find out what we think at the end and how many legs.
We've come to the end of Julius Caesar here at the Bridge. So, what did you think of that?
Well, I guess I should establish now that the second time I've seen Julius Caesar and I just don't like the piece. I'm pretty certain of that now. However, what has won it for me for this production is I love the staging and I love the set design. It's Bunny Christie. What else have we seen of Bunny Christie?
Everything. Ink is Bunny Christie.
She's won Olivier Awards.
Yeah.
The Nether, I think. Heisenberg. The Red Barn.
Yeah.
We said when we've spoken about her that she is on like top form. She is at the top of her game.
She's the best in the business.
And I saw this is quite an open space. This space is a bit of a mix between the Dorfman and the young Vic. It's very open. And within the first kind of set, everyone's in the middle. It's quite open. Everybody's standing. So I guess it's quite realistic to what it would have been in Shakespeare's day, really.
Yeah,
kind of reminiscent of the Globe.
You feel like a groundling at the Globe, very much so. It's a little bit more dynamic than that because it's not a fixed state. You know, at the Globe it is one stage and things just happen in front of you, not here.
Whereas this is dynamic and evolving, and I was kind of thinking, there's not much we can do here, really, with this. But boy, did stuff happen, just with lifting platforms, just different areas, and set pieces, and the lighting.
And a Jeep at one point.
A Jeep, just really subtle things that really
it's nothing more subtle than a Jeep.
Different, well, just little, like, it got bigger as it went on, but like not massive things, just really clever movement of people within the space. I just love the staging of it. I love the set. How about you?
Yeah, I thought the staging was okay. I think what I got last time from Caesar in a sort of more traditional setting is I connected to the story a little bit more. I found the text easier to follow. I found the staging in this a little bit distracting. I found it sort of furthered me from the actual plot than drew me into it. I've got to say though, I think Shakespeare is almost, because of the language barrier, and I keep talking about this when we talk about Shakespeare, for me 90% of the time it may as well be in mime. It may as well have no words. It's a physicality thing. It's the way that the actors portray the lines rather than the language that is being said. I think the actors in this production were fantastic and are some of the best. In particular, stand out to me, probably further than anybody else, was Michelle Fairley.
Okay, why did you like her?
I thought she was believable. I thought that she lived the language, I thought she lived the character, and I was with her through every single scene. I really enjoyed her performance.
I think she grew on me. In fact, through the whole piece, when we saw it before, it was more traditional. It was the second half of the piece, the second act, that I didn't enjoy as much, and I enjoyed the setup. In this one, it took me a while to warm up. I got more into it as it went on, and the second half I thought was much better, driven by is it Michelle Fairley, and also Ben Whishaw. I thought those scenes were great.
Yeah.
And also David Morrissey, I thought it's fantastic. He's just very commanding, such an authoritative figure.
And David Calder as Caesar as well. These are a fantastic set of actors. You know, David Calder's kind of little black book of actors has come in really handy here to assemble a very capable
Nick
troupe.
Hytner's book.
Who did I say?
David Calder.
Oh, sorry, I meant Nick
maybe
Hytner.
He had a pet play in it as well.
Maybe he knew people too, but no.
But
Nick
yeah,
Hytner, I think
his little black
assembled,
book of contacts.
Yes, has come in really handy.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where it is. It's quite a experience.
Yes.
I think that's as much it. It's nice seeing it as Shakespeare done in a really quite imaginative way.
Yeah, in this promenade style, which does lend itself well to audience engagement. I mean, at the beginning, it is almost a bit pantomime-esque. It is call-outs and call-backs.
Yeah, it uses the audience really well because it's that mob mentality. There's friction in the air on the streets of Rome, and I felt that tension being moved around the stage.
Yeah, I'd also say that I liked the modernness of it. It is a piece that feels like it's set in now. That being said, I felt they could have done more than that, more with that. I think the realism was a little bit lost. There was no use of digital media whatsoever. I would have liked mobile phones out. I would have liked, TV cameras. I would have liked propaganda in a modern setting, social media. In fact, I think that would have worked really, really well in order to sort of. It's if you don't know the story, it's basically an uprising. It's a people's uprising against I suppose how they feel is a dictatorship. Although it turns out they didn't know how lucky they had it. But
grass is always greener.
Yes, but I do think that if that played out in today's day and age, social media. I mean, just look at the Facebook selling information recently, and using that to get votes for President Trump. That could have come into kind of play, and it didn't, and I was a bit disappointed by that.
Yeah, it started off with echoes of kind of a Trump rally at the start.
It's a rock concert, really.
I couldn't quite place it because it did feel very now, but then it seemed to go back like about 20-25 years and almost be like Soviet-esque, like Russia.
Its placement was odd. I would have liked to have seen it ultra modern or set in a specific time, but it was now, but not now.
But really strong performances, and I just think it's the piece for me. Julius Caesar just isn't a plot. I think there are much better Shakespeares out there.
I really liked Fred Fergus playing Lucius. He's got very few credits actually. He's got a nice singing voice, and I thought he was convincing throughout. And also, where is he? I'm consulting the programme now. Oh gosh, there was another young man who sort of gets the glory in the end. He becomes the leader of the army sort of character. Can't find his name anywhere, but he was also very good.
Hopefully I'll find him and there will be a picture of him somewhere around the screen round about now.
And that would be useful.
And that's who we are talking about. He was very good.
Yes.
All in all, a very good, strong company.
Yeah, all around. And it's a space that I would want to come and revisit because of the flexibility of it all.
Yeah. Well, I guess you're probably wondering how many legs we're going to give Julius Caesar playing here at the Bridge Theatre.
At this production, we are going to give...
Three legs!
Which I think is more than the last Caesar we saw.
I think we gave 1 or 2.
Yeah, but not hugely. It is, I agree with you. It's not, for me, the strongest Shakespeare. It's not a Titus Andronicus, it's not a Romeo and Juliet.
It's not an Othello.
And it's not a Much Ado About Nothing.
A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Shall we carry on? It's just the old lexicon.
I mean, comment below.
It's the weakest of them all.
What's your favourite Shakespeare?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, this one isn't up there for me.
No, but we'll be back to the Bridge Theatre and hopefully you'll be joining us too because you've hit subscribe where the break a leggers, and we'll catch you again soon.
Bye!